So the truly self-honest get banned from Destiny, or at least banned from the forum.
Oh, she's back in. She's back with him.
Oh. She's got to grovel a bit, and then it's okay. Got to say how she was totally wrong all the time, and the other Destonians are the best ever, and she was just projecting, and then everything's fine. Like a bit ego stroking, and they like her again.
So this guy, he was basically claiming to, either as probably it was like, bullshit propaganda, to have sex with women to bring them into the Destiny belief system. Mm-hmm. Is that it? It just sounds...
He was looking for a relationship partner who he could convert, sort of.
Oh.
Because they say it's okay to have sex with people outside Destiny, but really it's not.
It reminds me a bit of, I think the cult leader, David Berg, I think his name was. He used to have like young women in his cult, and his wife even, who would be used to draw more people into the cult. The same with Charlie Manson's like cult there. They used to have the women there. They used to like draw people in by having sex with people outside the cult, drawing them in, and that kind of stuff. It's really like an obvious if it was true, but I doubt it is. It's like a really obvious like cult, like I suppose warning sign would be the best term.
Yeah, I've seen one guy's blog post who tried to chat up girls around his area online, and he met one, and then they met. He was like, oh yeah, this could be a great relationship thing, like half an hour knowing the girl. And then he starts talking about Destiny, and she's like, you're weird. And she doesn't want to anyone. Then he was like, oh well, I was just projecting things, yada yada yada. She's not, like, if she's not accepting of Destiny, I can't date her anyway. Like, what the fuck? I mean, how can a decent relationship not outweigh being under constant group pressure from
that's
someone
because
else?
they have to marry the cult too.
Yeah.
All of them equally.
Because they're not in a relationship for to be in a relationship with the person. You're going to have a relationship with the cult, because the person is just the cult member is just a representative of the cult. If you want to have a relationship with this person, you're going to have a relationship with the cult.
True.
What's another thing that I think I read it on 2 blogs that 2 of their members, I think it was the girl who cannot tune her piano, and I think there's some woman who was with a guy whose name is Blood. Just remember the name because it sounds weird. And those 2 actually said in their blogs that they went into Destiny because their partners were in Destiny, and their partners told them either you join the cult or we're going to break up. And that's it. Like, wow, yeah, emotional blackmail.
Yeah.
That's totally not emotionally abusive at all. I'm glad you're trying to get rid of these systems.
But you can't judge them because it was done for Best for All.
Well, no, it's for Destiny, so it's okay. So you can emotionally torture people.
Yeah.
That's excusable then.
It's alright.
It just reminds me so much of some kind of Tom Cruise in Scientology kind of thing going on there, The way, like obviously using the emotional blackmail, using the control, using everything else, and, coercing, a person into the group. Bit sick, really, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's really pissy when it doesn't work.
Yeah.
Like, if you really like me, you would join Destiny because it's best for all.
Yeah, it's a bit like I don't know. Imagine a person like saying, "Okay, I'm in this belief, and if you want to be with me, you have to wear chains, and you have to wear a ball and chain around your ankle, and you cannot take them off ever. And if you really love me, if you really care, you will, do this for me." And the person's like, well, I don't want to give up my freedom. I don't want to give up my liberty. I don't want to drag around this ball and chain with me continuously for the rest of my life. And they're like, what? I thought you cared.
Yeah.
pathetic, isn't it?
That's a good sign the other person doesn't really love you.
Yeah, and
That's
thank
pretty
goodness for
possessive.
that.
It's not the kind of relationship you want to hold on to.
No, I suppose people who are, well, perhaps desperate, on the rebound, obsessed, those sorts of people, obviously they would be more easily drawn into that sort of situation, So I imagine, if Destiny ever was to regain some of its former glory and somehow no criticism was thrown at it, it would become, able to carry out that kind of action where it's able to draw in more people through, well, obviously playing on the needy. That seems to be their thing. Play on the people who do need some kind of support, some kind of assistance, and rather than going to a shrink or getting a life, they end up following their partner or friend or whomsoever into a baldy cult, a shaved head utopia, or more like dystopian vision. But even so, it just seems like if they did actually get big, I mean, I don't think they're going to necessarily be able to reclaim any of their so-called past glory, but I think they can, still be a danger. Because, I've talked a little bit recently about a group, and because some of my friends, other friends on YouTube, have been talking about a Mighty Wind Ministries, or Almighty Wind Ministries, which is a Christian cult. Well, it's not really Christian. It's kind of like based around a woman who claims to be a prophetess, and
that's a word, prophetess.
Yeah,
Okay.
she claims to be
You
like.
mean like what was that? Claire Prophet, was that her name?
No, her name. Well, the name she
What
got.
I'm thinking of is this woman. It sounds similar to what she lived in around Montana, and it was in the 90s, I think. And she had books and stuff. A similar thing, and they had this compound or this large area of land where they all lived, and they were stockpiling weapons or something like that because she said there was going to be a nuclear war and all this other stuff.
Oh yeah. Well, this particular person, I think her name. She gives her name as being Elizabeth Elijah Nicomaya, and says she's the bride of Christ, which is really a bit disturbing, to be entirely fair.
Oh, so she's Mary.
Yeah, she claims she's married to Christ. That she's she's claimed several characters in the Old Testament as being previous incarnations of her, which is a bit peculiar. But
reincarnation is really a Christian thing, isn't it?
Is she an ascended master too?
Well, she's on that sort of line, yeah. But she's like anti-aliens.
She's Doctor Who.
Yeah, she might be regeneration, perhaps. Yeah.
It's more likely than her being married to Jesus.
Yeah, very true.
Also, they say until death does us part, so I think they've been parted a few times if she has been reincarnated.
Yeah, definitely. And I forget my point now.
Sorry.
Oh, that's all right. Basically, oh yeah, I remember now. That group has less members than Destiny. It has a fair number of channels. It's able to gather a fair amount of attention, but still, their main channel only has something like less than 1,000 subscribers. Compared to Destiny, even a diminished, weakened Destonian cult, Destiny's still one of the big fish. Compared to many of the other cults out there who get knocked down far more often than Destiny ever has. So, I think Destiny still deserves a lot of attention, Bad attention.
Mostly they get attention from people in their own cult and their own sock puppet channels.
True.
So, I mean, even, I think it was Spam who had 5 YouTube channels, and she's one who has fewer YouTube channels than most other Destiny members.
I could believe
so if you
that.
multiply that, let's say we have 60 active members, and each has at least 5 channels. That's quite a number of subscribers there.
True.
Yeah, there's only about 100 active members, roundabout.